folks. This is Cowboy Talk. We have Mr. Civils and an invader, Jeffrey McIntosh.
Really?
Well, you are a Philadelphia Eagles fan.
I'm a Cowboy right now. Hee-haw!
All right. First of all, since you're here,
Yes.
how do you feel about your quarterback, Sam Bradford?
I say it before and I'll say it again. I do not care.
You don't care about him?
No.
You don't care that he reported the camp, lost the
He
vote?
reported can't, whatever.
Yeah.
He tried blaming it on his agent now. He says our agent is ideal.
I told you it's that same thing with Vince Young and Steve McNair. I'm not training my replacement.
Yep.
But you ain't Steve McNair.
And you ain't getting paid $40 million for the next 2 years.
Now let's get this back on the Cowboy train. We had our the draft, and you can comment if you want to. Make sure it's Cowboy Talk. Okay? All right. Dumbass Eagle fan. This young man, Jalen Smith, going in the draft before the injury, they said, top 5. He happened to fall to the second round where Dallas picked him up. Now, I think he would have got drafted regardless. It's just a matter of the, second round or the 5th round, 6th round or whatever, because they say he might not play this year.
Well, then again, he might not play at all. If the
Play
nerve does not rebuild itself.
So they
Does
took
not regenerate.
Yeah.
Yeah, the nerve has to regenerate on its own. There's nothing they can do about the nerve.
Cowboys took a gamble on that.
Yeah, they say, they're hoping for big return.
If it doesn't regenerate, you must quit.
Oh, fake ass Johnny Cochran. Now, they took a big gamble getting Jalen Smith when they could have got somebody else. They could have got Miles Jack. They could have got him if they wanted to get the injured guy, because those two were the best,
right
at that point there. But Jalen Smith is saying he's going to play this year. And Jerry has already went on record saying that he will not put him on the IR and hope that he can come back for the playoffs. Even though he just got hurt in January.
Well, the biggest thing is the doctor who actually performed the surgery is on the Cowboy staff. So, who better to know his day-to-day and his progression through this injury and the rehab than the doctor who performed the surgery.
I agree.
Yeah. So, I think that's the only reason why he took him.
I feel like this Cowboys draft might be their best draft, and this draft might help them get over the top, finally.
What about secondary?
Malik Collins.
Yeah.
Malik Collins, the boy out of Nebraska. He is supposed to be one of these draftees that's helped with the pass rush.
Yeah.
From what I'm hearing, and I'm sure all you Cowboys fans is out there hearing, you visiting different sites, they're saying him and the other gentleman we're going to talk about might be the steal of the draft. Because he was a 3rd round pick and highly decorated out of Nebraska. So I know when, us Cowboys fans, we was talking about this, the first time as far as Ramsey. Oh, Ramsey. I think they had a plan. They wanted Elliott. When they came down for their pick, they had Ramsey and Elliott there. They chose to go with Elliott, okay? And in my view, to, get their backfield straight, they knew that they were going to get D linemen as the draft went on. And look, they ended up getting 2 of one of the best in this draft. So I'm expecting a lot out of him and out of Charles Tapper out of Oklahoma.
Okay.
And that goes on with the young man we got from the Philadelphia Eagles, Cedric Thornton. Don't forget about him. I think that's going to help that D-line get that push that they need.
Okay.
I think so. Because I think him and I think the guy they got from the Raiders, gave him all that money. I think these guys are going to help.
What's your feeling about this, Mr. Civils?
That's right, Civils.
If your corners can't defend, pass rush does not matter because the opposing quarterback will get the ball out before the pass rush get there, which was the problem last year.
Now that's Johnny Cochran.
Well, my answer to that is the pass rush will be sufficient enough.
Sustain.
Okay. The pass rush will be there this year.
Overruled.
I think it will. Dak Prescott, the 4th round selection. Some say he might be the future when Tony Romo's done. Learn under Romo. Dak Prescott.
You know who he remind me of?
Who you remind you of?
Yeah, the black quarterback y'all have.
Reggie Collier?
No.
Any of y'all Cowboys fans know that name, huh? Yeah.
He's talking about
Quincy Carter?
Quincy Carter.
Yeah.
Oh, he's a little light skinned.
No, it remind me of Quincy Carter the way sometimes throw the ball.
Oh, yeah?
Yeah.
You don't know who the hell you talking about.
And you know
Okay.
what? I don't care. I
Okay.
just say
I think he'll be fine.
I think this guy.
They had a lot of guys in that 3rd spot that was doing the practice squads and stuff like that they wind up letting go. Alex Tannery and a couple other guys that were actually
Justin Vaughn.
good enough to actually be the predecessor, and they let them go because they were on the practice squad.
My opinion of that those guys wasn't any good.
Alex Tannery was very good.
No good.
He was very good. He was even great in preseason, and they still let him go.
Preseason.
Yeah.
Preseason. I like Prescott. For some reason, I understand it. Kellen Moore has already been given the number 2 job, but I have a feeling that might change.
I don't think so.
Because
I think
I think him or this guy, Jamil Showers. Now, I don't know if you're familiar with him. He was on the practice squad. This guy, he can play any position he did anything just to get on that team.
Yeah.
But and if any of you Cowboys fans have seen him during the preseason, of course, he only plays in the preseason. He looked good to me. He looked poised. He looked like Russell Wilson. He really did. If you get a chance to look at him this upcoming preseason, check him out. Because you never know. I think he might challenge for that 3rd or even 2nd because, quite honestly, do Kellen Moore even look like an NFL quarterback? When you look at those 2 quarterbacks, Prescott and this gentleman, and you have Kellen Moore, I don't see it. My baby girl said he's too ugly anyway, so I can't see him being a quarterback for the Cowboys. I need a big, strong quarterback that can take, if they get hit, they can take it and get back up.
Okay, I understand that, but I don't think that's perfect. I think he's about 2 or 3 years.
You got to,
He needs 2 or 3 years before he's ready.
Like I said, these young quarterbacks that's coming into the league now is much more advanced than 20 years ago.
Yeah, but
now
I've seen
you could take a quarterback and put them in there. They have the talent. Remember, they got the offensive line. And what do we say about this is Norv Turner's offense, right? Mm-hmm. He ain't asked to do all these all this Aaron Rodgers stuff and do all that. Boom, some passing, boom, you're all good. That's all I'm saying. I think it's going to be a competition for that number 2 spot. And I know Dallas, the coaches, they probably just set in their ways, but I think they need to show that because they always say, we want the best 53 on the team.
Right.
That's all I'm saying. So I say Cowboy fans, watch out for that. Watch out for the quarterback position. We all know Mr. Romo got that on lock, but the other 3, Showers, Prescott, and Moore, they're going to have to battle it out. But I think he's going to make the team because they like that, his versatility, that he could be quarterback, he's special teams, he can do it all. Mm-hmm. Get up on him. Now, I've been saving this for last for you, Mr. Civils. you still, after a few weeks, disagree with the selection, not the player, but the fact that they picked him when they should have picked Ramsey. And you still feel that way.
Yes, I do.
Right.
Like I said before, if you want to make that selection, you leave Alfred Morris where he is. You don't even go find him. You let him be. So you go out and get another 1,000-yard back to go with the other 1,000-yard back that you already have.
And a future $1,000 back.
To go get him.
And
why?
That's 3,000 yards.
And the biggest thing is, you're saying that we need to win now because the window for Witten and the window for Romo is closing, and it's closing fast. Take a page out of the book of Denver. You shore up your defense to put less on your offense, and you'll be fine. And if you're running to Tampa 2, your corners are the most important thing. Not those 4 guys in the front, because they're going to get theirs as long as those 2 guys on the corner do what they're supposed to do.
Well, I think they figured that they resigned Claiborne. They had Carr take a cut. You know me, I wanted both of them out. And then they get Ramsey. Then they get Ramsey, and they could have got Henry in the second round, which we all know could have happened.
So you feel that the incumbent cornerbacks you have are good enough?
That's what my coach and that's what the owner. That's what they think.
I don't call him coach anymore. His name is Carrot Top.
They figured that
until he started making sense,
are there.
That's his name. His name is Carrot Top,
and they didn't have to go in it. But you're missing that who they got in this draft. They got a safety and got a corner in this draft. So I think, they got those guys in the 6th round.
And between the cornerback position and the running back position, which one has longevity in the NFL these days?
Ezekiel Elliott is a star.
Corner. Yeah, he's a star. Like I said, don't knock the player. That's fine. But when you had your chance to show up your defense like you should have done.
With one player.
With one and a couple more down the road, yes. Because,
so, like I said, with these guys they got on the D-line.
It's just like when they picked up Claiborne.
Jalen Smith.
They picked up Claiborne for the 3-4 that Ryan was running. They picked him up specifically for the 3-4. Just like now you're running the 4-3, the same thing he ran in college. And you know how important that Tampa 2 defense that you're running depends on cornerback coverage. And you know Carr and Claiborne, Mr. I get you next time.
But I know you're saying about the Denver defense and all that.
Oh, and one more thing. 4.6 yards a carry.
That's what the running backs had?
4.6 yards a carry.
Darren McFadden had that?
The Cowboys had it 4.6 yards a carry.
How many rushing touchdowns?
How many times did we get in the red zone between those 2 years? How many times did we get into the red zone during those 2 years?
Darren McFadden only had 3, I think.
Let me try that again. How many times did we get in the red zone that year before?
The penny thief, Joseph Randoni, he had 4.
Let's try that again. And how many times did we get into the red zone?
4, and he was cut at week 7.
See, he's not going to answer that question because he know that passing game sucked and we couldn't get into the red zone. So you're not going to have those rushing touchdowns.
I think.
You're not going to have those rushing touchdowns. So you're not going to win that argument because your passing game sucks.
Just because they get in
your
the,
passing
in the
game
10,
sucks.
So they get to the 10-yard line,
the
they have to have a running game?
Suck.
Of course it did.
Order.
And wait a minute. You get 1,000 yards on defense.
1,089.
On defense, that stack you against the run because they know your passing game sucks.
But I tell you what.
So you get over 1,000 yards in 12 games. Stack or going against defense that stack against the run because they know your passing game
with that young
sucks.
Man, you can forget all of that.
Oh yeah, right.
So you're
and when he's on the bench,
forget all of that.
Okay.
Once again, folks, enjoy our Cowboys talk. We'll be back. Thank you, Mr. McIntosh, for sitting in on this.
No problem.
All right.